Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're tackling a really critical decision that anyone building AI agents has to make. How do you choose the right large language model? And look, if you get this wrong, you're not just being inefficient, you're basically building failure into your system right from the very start.
So, if you're out there building an AI agent, you're definitely facing this question. But here's the thing, the way most people try to answer it, by hunting for a single best model, is just fundamentally wrong. And it's a mistake that can be incredibly costly, not just in money, but in time and performance too.
Okay, let's really dive into this because this one idea is the key that unlocks everything. The single most important thing to get your head around is that agents are loops. They're not single one-and-done API calls. An AI agent is in a constant cycle. It's thinking, then it's acting, then it's observing the result over and over. And that fact completely changes how you need to think about choosing a model. So let's start by exploring a super common but really dangerous mistake, the single model trap. This is where you pick one really powerful and often expensive model, and you try to make it do every single thing your agent needs. It feels simple, right? But trust me, it is a recipe for disaster.
Now, this slide is fascinating because it shows the hidden danger of good enough. So let's say you pick a model that's 98% reliable for any given task. That sounds great, doesn't it? I mean, 98%. But what happens if your agent has a workflow that's 10 steps long? Well, those tiny 2% failures at each step start to compound, and they compound into a massive 18% failure rate for the entire operation. All of a sudden, your super reliable model isn't looking so reliable anymore.
All right, so if just grabbing the top model off some benchmark leaderboard is the wrong move, then what's the right one? We need to completely reorient our thinking. Let's talk about a new set of principles, a 5-point compass that'll guide you to a much, much smarter decision.
And here they are. This is such a brilliant way to frame it. You see, it's not just about raw intelligence. It's about reasoning depth for those really complex plans, the context window for memory, latency for the user experience, which is huge, and the absolute make-or-break reliability of its tool use. And finally, of course, the cost, which just gets multiplied over and over inside a loop.
So let's move on to the solution, what the pros are actually doing. This is the multi-model playbook, and it's the secret of professional agent design. It's a fundamental shift in architecture, getting away from depending on one hero model and moving toward a system that's way more sophisticated and ultimately way more efficient. The core idea here is something called the model cascade. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a craftsman's toolbox. You wouldn't use a giant sledgehammer to hang a small picture frame, would you? Of course not. It's the exact same principle. You shouldn't use your most powerful, most expensive model for simple, everyday tasks. A cascade uses different tools for different jobs. And here's what that looks like in the real world. First, you have a router model. This thing is incredibly fast and cheap, and its whole job is to act like a dispatcher, triaging all the incoming requests. Then you've got a mid-tier worker model. This one handles the bulk of the actual work, formatting data, calling tools, and only when a truly difficult problem comes along, something that needs deep planning, only then do you call in the big guns, the expert model. So the whole point is this. You have to match the model's capability to the task's complexity. A simple, high-volume job like routing or summarizing some text, that is perfect for a fast, cheap model. But a really complex task like planning something with a dozen steps or synthesizing research from a huge pile of documents, that's when you bring out your powerful frontier model. Okay, the theory is great. It all makes sense. But how do you actually do this? How do you apply this to your own agent? Let's make this super practical with a simple, actionable checklist to guide your decisions. So before you commit to any model for any part of your agent's workflow, just run through this framework. Ask yourself, does this specific step need complex, multi-step reasoning? Does it need to call a tool and get the formatting perfect every single time? Is it user-facing, where any delay is a huge problem? Is this a step that's going to loop thousands of times, making every fraction of a cent count? And finally, how absolutely critical is it that this one step is correct? Answering these questions for each part of your agent's job is how you map the right model to the right task. Okay, let's bring this all home with what is probably the single most important takeaway from this entire explainer. This right here is the paradigm shift that separates the amateurs from the pros when it comes to building agents. And this is it. This is the key mental shift you absolutely have to make. Stop searching for one single perfect hero model that can do it all. That model doesn't exist. Instead, you need to start thinking like an architect. Your job isn't to pick a model. Your job is to design an efficient system of models where each one is playing to its own unique strengths.
And that's the question I want you to take back to your team. Because making that mental leap from just picking a model off a shelf to consciously designing a multi-model system, well, that is what separates the fragile, expensive, and unreliable agents from the ones that are truly robust, efficient, and powerful.